Welcome back everyone for the second installment of Batman City of Madness. This is a wild, twisted Batman tale where there exists a parallel Gotham that's much darker and creepier than the one we are familiar with. Our story continues with Batman entering the Flamingo's Club. He had hoped things would quiet down, but they've only began to ramp up it seems, as this is the third bat signal call he's gotten this night. Batman enters to see Arnold Wesker, aka the ventriloquist, has slaughtered a bunch of people and he's clearly losing his mind, or at least losing it even further than it already was. His puppet Mr. Scarface takes a hostage and is about to kill her when Arnold mentally overpowers himself, smashing his puppet on the ground, and then he gets taken into custody, of course. Batman reflects on how the madness in Gotham ebbs and flows, but tonight it is really flowing. Harvey Dent is hearing another voice in his head, Arnold is losing it even more than normal, and now he's clearly being watched by something. He tells them to come out and is revealed to be a Talon with an invitation on behalf of the Court of Owls because all of Gotham is under threat from something that they thought they buried long ago. Batman is already suspicious but plays dumb, asking what's the threat, which is when the Talon responds that it's another Batman. Harvey is meditating in his cell thinking out the last case he worked on when he was sprayed with acid and essentially ruined his life. But something isn't quite right in the dream. Here, when he gets sprayed with the acid, the bottom half of his face is covered in acid instead of the left half. He opens his eyes to see a different version of himself, that voice that's kind of been in his head this whole time. This is the Harvey below, and the Harvey below tells him how that court case was the same two-faced birth that he experienced and that their world is filled with dark reflections of the souls above. A loving recreation by something that doesn't understand love. Not everyone from below knows about the Gotham above, though unfortunately for them, the Batman of below does know about the world above and has taken a boy to become his own Robin. Speaking of Robins though, back at Wayne Manor, Nightwing crashes through the window onto a desk in front of Alfred after having been beaten mercilessly. He says it was Clayface, but an even more deranged one than normal. Alfred says that it isn't just Clayface, the whole city seems to have gone crazy since the earthquake. Dick then asks a question that has often been a subject for debate in the comic book world, which is if there are so many crazy villains out there because they encourage the crazy kind of behavior because they themselves dress up and put on these separate personas, or would these people still exist even without the heroes around? I personally have a very strong opinion that these people would exist regardless of if there is a hero out there to be their foil. Let me know though if you're someone who falls on the other side of that argument. I'd love to hear your reasoning why. I just think personally these people would be crazy and demented regardless. Maybe it would manifest in a different way, but I think they would cause a very similar amount of destruction if the worlds were a little different than they are in the comic book worlds. Anyways, Alfred is like, good question, but I'm not going to give a definitive answer on that for the readers. Instead, I'm actually just really scared for Bruce right now since I don't even know where he is. Meanwhile, Batman is with the Talon, walking to one of their secret bases, and Batman is like, I thought I knew every part of Gotham, but I don't know this place. I need to fix that after this is over. The Talon is all righteous though, and is like, this city doesn't need Batman, and Batman of course disagrees with that, and the Talon is like, the time for arrogance is over, period. Which I love, because then Batman just smirks and then walks into the Court of Owls. Batman meets Lord Strigaday, who then begins to explain the Gotham below and how everyone has a twisted counterpart down there, including Batman. This twisted Batman came to Gotham, and now that it's had a taste of the world above, it's going to want more, which could lead to a lot of problems. Especially since the Batman of below is extremely clever like the Bruce from above, but also he's evil, and that could spell, trouble. In fact, right now, the Batman of below is with the child he stole, and he tells the kid that the person down there that they're looking at is the man who killed his dad, and now it's time for them to seek justice. The kid, however, is like, that is definitely not the person that killed my dad, but the Batman of below is just like, oh, it isn't? Oh well, he's killed someone's dad, so let's go take him out. And then they jump down to presumably go behead some more people, to the absolute horror of the kid. The Harvey of below takes our Harvey's mind to the below and gives him a little tour, and the evil side of Harvey is like actually loving this place when the Harvey of below tells them to rein it the F in. You do not understand how this place works yet or how dark it actually gets. This place has been around for 100 years and feeds on misery and pain, and now that it's gotten a taste of real misery from the above, its power is getting stronger. Eventually, it will even break through to the other side if it gets strong enough. But Harvey of Below says that they can help to stop the blow from taking over the real world. The evil part of our Harvey asks why they would even do that since they haven't been a hero to the city and trying to save it for a very long time. Why start now? And Harvey of Below is just like, because deep down, they do want to get better, which they can't do if the world dies. Harvey wakes up in his cell and is confronted by Nightwing, who he tells about the Batman of Below and the child who's been stolen. Harvey pleads with Nightwing to go save Batman, but Nightwing is like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I'm here. We don't know where he is, and I'm kind of trying to find him. But just then, Batman is about to enter the portal to the underworld and decides to radio Nightwing, and it's almost like a goodbye, and he kind of gears up to tell him how proud of him he is, and then for some reason he decides against it. Of course, Dick wants to go help, but Batman knows how dangerous this will be and doesn't want him involved, so he just tells Nightwing to let Alfred know that he'll be home late, and with that, he jumps into the portal. Lord Strigaday is unsure if this will work, but as a last resort, the Owls have rigged the door to blow up and bury the Gotham Below if they have to. Hopefully, though, it won't come to that. Also, an interesting point to note is that it was mentioned that this has been around for 100 years, which makes me believe that someone, or some member of the Court of Owls presumably, actually made this world. They've got some kind of skeletons in their closet that they really aren't being super upfront about. But that is going to bring this issue to a wrap, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the second part of the story, and I think in the next issue we're really going to get some of our questions answered, so stick with me. I'm Keegs, and I will catch you all next time for some more madness.